All right, at this hour, somewhere in the Washington swamp, Vice President Kamala Harris is likely preparing to be unburdened by what has been. In major betting markets, she is now the favorite to become the Democratic nominee. But if that happens, she will have a lot of questions to answer. Take a look at this new ad from the National Republican Congressional Committee.
I have been privileged and proud to serve as Vice President of the United States with Joe Biden as President of the United States. We have a fighter, a leader with skill, vision, determination, and compassion.
Yeah, judgment is what you look for in a leader, and obviously Kamala Harris is great on the judgment side. Kamala Harris is complicit in every crisis mangled by this administration, including the deceit around the president's health. So the big question for the Democrats is Kamala really a better option? Here now to respond, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. Governor, thanks so much for joining us. Fun to call you Governor because you and I served together in the United States Congress, and I appreciate you joining us tonight on Hannity. First big question is, what do you think should happen to... Yeah, what do you think should happen with Joe Biden? Do you think he should resign?
Well, first of all, in South Dakota, we've had catastrophic flooding recently. So I just want to thank you, Jason, and all of America for their help and their prayers for our people of South Dakota. We've had 30 of our 66 counties hit by catastrophic flooding. So thank you, everyone, for thinking of South Dakota and helping us the last 10 days to 2 weeks getting through it. But you asked me what I thought Joe Biden should do. I think he should have resigned 25 years ago. He should have looked at his first 20 years of service to the public and realized how devastating his policies were and quit back then. So now at this point in history, I know the Democrats have made some poor decisions in propping him up and that we've known for a long time that he doesn't have the ability to lead this country. Who I blame, Jason, in all of this is the media. The media has perpetuated this and covered up for what the Democrat operation has been doing. And now they have put our country in a very grave, serious, dangerous situation. They have literally put our national security at risk by leaving and covering up someone who is incapable of leading. And now, traditionally, the president is not just the leader of our country, they're the leader of the free world. And we have one that can't do the job. Can't do the job today because the media allowed it to stay covered up and to stay hidden by the Democrats.
Yeah, the traditional mainstream media failed to do their very basic job, is to have that intellectual curiosity, pierce the veil of what's being briefed at the White House, and actually report the truth. And now, suddenly, all these informants are coming forward like they weren't there 2 weeks ago. It's just a mystery to me. The other ones on my list, Jill Biden and Barack Obama. But that's another question. I want to talk about Kamala Harris, the vice president. Is she capable? Is she up to the job? Because I haven't seen an ounce of success in the last 3.5 years as the vice president. She was given a portfolio. Immigration, that was hers. Artificial intelligence, that's hers. But I haven't seen any accomplishment by the vice president.
No, when you first mentioned her name, the first thought that came into my mind is she was made the border czar. She was put in charge of the border, and look at the chaos and the infiltration and the invasion that we have endured under her supposed leadership of that one single issue. So no, she's a failure, and she will be saddled with all of the bad policies and the effects on American families that Joe Biden has too. So, and she has an inability to communicate common sense to the American people. They just can't relate to her. And so, if Joe Biden steps down and it is Kamala Harris, gosh, that's going to be an interesting race because she's just as bad as he is, and she has enabled him to destroy this country from within.
Yeah, between the poor judgment, the cackle, or inability to get anything done, I don't see much there. But is there anybody else that Democrats have? Because I see a strong bench for Republicans. I see lots of options. But for
there's lots of options.
The Democrats, I don't see anybody out there.
No, and I don't know how they jump over a vice president and choose someone else. If they do, I think they have to pick a woman to do that in order to win this race, and it has to be somebody from a swing state. But I think that they're going to have a real challenge on their hands winning this election. But I don't want Republicans and conservatives and people who love this country to get overconfident. You know, I've run 12 races. I've won them all, and you win them by exciting your voters for you, talking about a vision and the policies you embrace that will make their lives better. And by getting out there and working hard, you have to get the vote out. You have to have a plan for how you're going to communicate with the American people and that they show up on election day. So I'm hopeful that Americans still love this country and recognize that this administration, all they have done is destroy America, and that they show up and vote, and that they remember that President Trump is the only one who can make America great again.
Governor Kristi Noem, the great state of South Dakota, bless your those poor citizens there dealing with flooding. That's devastating the way you laid it out. We're all praying for them. So thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.